to episode 2 of the Mr. and Mrs. podcast. We are your favorite couple's favorite couple. We are the only couple that does a podcast and then argues after. And she's the only co-host, host, what do they call you? That takes longer to get prepared for the podcast than to actually work on the podcast or do the podcast. How you doing? All right.
This way we fight after.
Yeah, this is, Anyways, today we're speaking about sleep schedules. I thought it was routine. I guess sleep schedules and routines kind of
well, originally I think we wanted to do like routines and like merging two routines, but then we kind of did a lot of research on this and we discussed a lot of this and we were like, okay, we can do a whole episode on this because
it's a big thing with relationships.
11 months in and still talking about trying to navigate it. Still getting mad about it.
Yeah. This is great. This is great because I think a lot of people out there in general, I would say, struggle with sleep schedules. I'm sure in Nicole's La La Land that there's perfect couples that have great sleep schedules and whatnot.
It's not even about sleep. I cannot wait to get into this because I'm coming
great.
for you because I know you're coming for me.
Yeah. She wrote a diss track already about me. That's fine. I'm geared up. I got my little research on the paper.
Yeah, mine's on Google and his is on a printout.
A printout. The millennial AI was, taking shots because I printed my stuff out. That's how we come. We come, ready and willing.
Well, that's why I said it's important to mention the age gap because when they see you with your printout and highlighter, and they see me on a computer, they deserve an explanation.
I come from an era where you had to go to the library, right, to get information and highlight, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, moving forward, what's
all right, let's get into it. Well, I guess what do we think that different sleep schedules means?
I would say,
we'll say what we originally thought because for us, we were like, we have different sleep schedules. For us, it was you go to bed a little bit later, I go to bed a little bit earlier, you wake up a little bit later, and I wake up a little bit earlier.
Oh, yeah.
That was like our sleep schedule issue, but I think there's like a lot more that goes into it.
Of course, yeah. You have couples, right? Married couples, whatever, who like one's, let's say, a truck driver and works overnight, right? And doesn't get home and sleeps in the day, right? Mm-hmm. There's obviously, let's say, the influx of couples out there that go through that. So there's way different parameters around it, however you want to spin it, right? Mm-hmm. But yeah, let's just dive right into the first topic.
Okay, so let's go over our sleep schedules and why we wanted to talk about this on the podcast. So what does your individual sleep schedule pre-Nicole Sierra into your life look like before? And be honest about it. Because I'll call you out on some stuff.
She's really coming for me, I guess.
You say your Monday through Friday, what it normally looks like pre-me. And then say what your weekend looks like. Monday
through Friday, you guys, anybody that knows me that's watching knows I'm a partier. So my Monday through Friday, right, I do mortgage. I'm a mortgage guy. So the business doesn't really start, I'd say, till like 10, right? 9 a.m. So you have a little bit of flexibility to wake up later. My pre-sleep schedule was all over the place to the point that it was destroying my life, right? Let's be
pre-sleep or pre-Nicole?
Pre-Nicole.
Okay.
Pre-Nicole schedule. I don't know what pre-sleep schedule means. Pre-Nicole sleep schedule looked very ugly. To the point it's just because when you have a poor sleep schedule, it disturbs your life, right? Mm-hmm. And obviously like your well-being, your mental health, everything. So I really didn't have a sleep schedule. It was kind of like, work from 10 to let's say 6, and then go get dinner, right? Get home at like 9, have people over until like 1, maybe 2 in the morning.
On a during the week?
Yeah, I'm not every day, right?
Yeah.
I'm not that much of a degenerate. Maybe have people over to 1, 2 in the morning, leaning towards 2 a.m., trying to kick them out, to try to get to bed. Probably get to bed at like 3 a.m., wake up at like, you guys can't judge me on this. Wake up at like 9 a.m., probably like sometimes 9:30. Very dirty schedule, I'd say. Very dirty sleep schedule.
9:30, babe? Really?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and then wake up and then work from 10 to 6 or work later hours because in the mortgage industry, real estate industry, you get more done the later you work. So it's not like I was like regretful of like waking up. It's like, all right, yeah, on the night shift, like I'm working later. Very just poor sleep schedule for sure.
In that moment,
but this is pre Nicole in the past like 3 years. Like it hasn't always been like that. It's been like when I first got in the mortgage business, it was different because I'd have like TJ knocking on my door, calling me, "You think Jay-Z sleeps till 7 in the morning?" Blah, blah, blah. So it's a little bit different now. We're navigating.
I was going to say, so what I was going to say is that, do you think that you thought that sleep schedule or routine for you was okay because you were like so successful now in business? Like, oh, I can wake up at 10, stay up till 2, and I'm still doing really well. Of course,
someone who's unsuccessful, they're not going to like, continue to sleep late. But yeah, like,
babe, there's a million fucking people who are unsuccessful, and that's why.
Yeah, no, I get it. The thing about me is I've never been an early riser. I always tell you, ask my mom. I've never been someone who enjoyed the mornings. My father, it's funny. He used to like wake me up in the morning, and he'd be like, I said it. His thing is like, good morning, Nicky boy. It's a great morning, yada yada. I'd be like, get out of my room. Like, it's not a good morning. Leave. Like, I just always been, on that wave of just not liking the morning. It takes me more towards
and you don't like anyone who talks to you.
More towards like 11 to like lunchtime where I'm like coming to. Now, thank God for the cold plunge, right? The cold plunge, boom, I'm in it at like 7 in the morning and I'm up and ready. But yeah.
7's a little generous, but
she's coming for me.
I told you.
She's coming for
me. My sleep schedule is a little bit different. I go to bed at like, I want to say like 10. Sometimes I do go to bed.
That's a little generous. Yeah, like 9:30. But
no, I'll like to be in bed by 9:30, maybe watch a show for like an hour and then I get sleepy, go to bed. But for the most part, like I think like 10, 11 tops, like I need like to be like out. I thrive off 7 hours of sleep. My body doesn't really let me get more than that. And then if I get less than that, I'm not in a good place. But yeah, go to bed at that time. So I typically, because I go to bed at that time, I wake up 7 hours after that, like 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So naturally, my body will wake me up. It's not like I want to be this like 5:30 a.m.
No, that's great. That's phenomenal.
Yeah, but it's not like I want to be this 5:30, because if I go to bed at 12, then I wake up at 6 or 7 or, just depending on when I go to bed. But yeah, my body just naturally wakes me up. It's not like I'm like, yeah, I'm a 5:30 a.m. starter. Like I want to go on a run at 5. No, like
No, your body naturally wakes you up. It's like casual.
And I'll do nothing. I'll just like go take the dogs out at 5 a.m. Like go, sit on the couch, open my computer. Like I'll work for 2 hours before I even like take a shower. That's kind of like what my schedule always looked like before I met you, kind of.
Right.
But it's changed. There's like right now where I'm in like a season where I'm like kind of sleeping in a little bit with you.
Yeah. But for me, and it's kind of always been, it's remained the same. There's like a creative wire that gets activated or turns live in my brain at like 6:30, 7 p.m.
Is it a creative wire or is it because
or
you
just
smoke weed?
No,
and that makes you creative.
Like I come alive. I mean, weed, pot kind of makes you mellow down. Depending, if I'm drinking, having a few drinks and smoke, then it's different. Then, but
I get creative when
generally I just get more. Yeah, everybody gets creative when they drink, I guess, depending on what you get creative at. I think that I feel like alive at night. I don't know. But then when I did music, it worked for me and not against me, because music is more like you go to the studio or the lab like later on and you just have ideas and you sit in there and, until 1 a.m. and you get good stuff that comes out. But everyone's different, right?
I think that has to do with, though, just being a creative. Like I can relate to you on that because sometimes there's like seasons where I'm a lot more creative at night. Like I could try to work and just like sit at my computer 8 to 5 or 9 to 5 and get shit done and I'll get nothing done. Then I'll like go get dinner, come back. It's like 8 o'clock and I can sit down and work for like 4 hours and I'm like, shit, it's 2 a.m. It's just, I think that's just part of being creative. Sometimes you're not always on when you're a creative.
No. Yeah, but I just, for me, like my live wire activates at around 6 o'clock, I'd say. And it's tough because if that happens at 6 o'clock, right? Like you could imagine 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. It's like 8 hours, you know, in a day. So, yeah. But this, you know, she obviously has a very healthy sleep schedule. I obviously.
I don't think you don't have a healthy sleep schedule.
No, well, what do you mean now? Now
I think,
now I have a good / decent, getting better sleep schedule thanks to you. You know.
But I think it wasn't just your sleep schedule, because if you thrive at night, that's fine.
But the thing
I think
is
it's the
I
things
feel
you were
better.
doing too that were keeping you up.
Right, but I feel
Better habits.
But I feel better. So like my mental health is directly impacted with a poor sleep schedule. I know. So it's like of course I want to stay up to 2. I want to do all that stuff. Yeah, that's how my brain is wired. But I know for a fact, right, like proven in my life, my mental health literally starts to sink. You know, when I go to sleep later, when I wake up at, let's say, the best day ever, like picture the best day ever. If I wake up at 6:30, take a cold plunge at like 6:45 is the best day ever, and then like get to the gym by 7:30, have a very good workout,
With
and then
me.
get
Or without me.
with you or without you. Just because with you we have to like take so many weights off and weights on, weights off, weights on. I perform better during the day, and then the energy lasts longer. And then when 10 o'clock comes around, like, as
But
you know,
I think those are better habits, babe.
of course, but I still try to sit on the couch and I'm like dozing off. So it's like, and then I go to sleep and then you repeat it and it's a better mental health. I'm not as depressed, anxiety's down, like everything's down. It's a better thing. So like you're always like, oh, I don't want to force you to wake up. It's not about forcing. It's about enforcing. It's just about helping, right?
Yeah.
Because a better sleep schedule for everybody, I think, equates to better mental health, you know, and it's there's studies proven.
And I think everything starts with sleep. Like you can't do anything else unless you have a good night's sleep. So
Right.
I think everything starts with that. And like that's why you can then do like all the good habits. Like you'll wake up a little bit earlier, get in the cold plunge a little bit earlier, then you hit the gym a little bit earlier.
Right.
Then your day started a little bit earlier.
I think it's scientifically now with all social media and all the outlets, it's really coming to the forefront that like a better sleep schedule is actually it's correlated to mental health. You know what I mean?
And like your overall happiness.
Yeah,
sure.
like and you know, because I know late risers and most of them I'd say aren't. I don't know many like super happy, successful late risers. You know,
That's true.
You know, I feel for the people working night shifts and stuff like that. It's tough. I have clients that work night shifts. They never get back to me. You know, so
Okay, so let's get into when did we notice that it bothers us, or should I say bothered me, that we were on like different sleep schedules? Probably like immediately when we moved in.
Yeah, probably like when you're up at 5:30 ready to go and I'm like, just don't look at me or touch me. And then it's approaching 10 a.m. and Nicole's in bed like this, like
staring
just staring, and I'm just like back to bed.
Before I moved in though, babe. Before I moved in, I think it was, I didn't really obviously know because I was just starting to like sleep over like once or twice a week, and I was leaving really early because I think it was like one of the first times I slept over where I woke up and I like didn't know what to do with myself.
If you're on different sleep schedules, I don't think it's as easy to connect, right? Because if you're not up and at them,
but you don't even like wake up, because I remember I felt awkward. I was like, okay, do I just like wait for him to get up? I
was on my, especially on the weekend, we didn't even like Saturday, Sunday, it's like 10, 11 a.m. wake up, watch him go back to sleep. It's just kind of like fraternity.
But for me, that's like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 5 hours sit there. Like,
no, yeah. Like my uncles, I remember when I would sleep late as a kid would be like, you're waking up at 10 a.m. You realize you miss half of the day. And like, I never understood that. But now it's like in a perfect day. Let's go back to that. You wake up at 6:30. Even the other day, Nelson, when we did all that, he's like, I feel like I did so much because at like 7:30, 8 a.m., you like achieve so much. So it like allows you to attack your day.
Yeah,
by 8 or 9,
incredible.
you're tired.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But it's incredible because just waking up earlier, you realize, and like when you do wake up earlier, like I said, it's like the habits too. It's like you want to do the better habits, have the better habits. You're like, holy shit, I've accomplished like 5 good things already, and it's like 9 a.m.
Right. All right.
I think we noticed immediately once I moved in that it bothered us, because even before I moved in, I would leave because I would, of course, want to do breakfast with you and like whatever, go get coffee and stuff when we first started dating, but I wasn't going to wait till fucking 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock.
Right. And that also plays a part. I'm someone who's like, we don't like to say prompted anymore, but like I like to be prompted, right? Like if you wake me up, let's go get
Babe,
like,
there's a bug. Sorry. Okay.
We hired the bug to be in the video for aesthetics. I'm someone that if you like, let's get up, yada, yada. And, I've had friends that we're going to get breakfast and they force you to do it and then you feel better. But yeah, it's awkward. Like if you're dating someone that wakes up at like, 10, 11 a.m. and you're up at like 5 a.m., 6 a.m., whatever, what what do you get out of that time block where the person's sleeping? You don't. I mean, you got to go on with your day and, it's different sleep schedules.
So once we moved in together, we started to like bicker about it, but for many different reasons. Not just because I wanted to like go get coffee with you in the morning or just spend time with you in the morning. Well, for those reasons too. But I think it started with at night when I was just sleeping over, you would obviously like go upstairs with me, go to bed with me. We'd like cuddle and like watch a movie, whatever, and go to sleep. I would just fall asleep and then you would stay awake watching Netflix or whatever. But
Narcos.
Then once I moved in, it was like we weren't going to sleep together anymore. You would stay downstairs watching Narcos. I would go upstairs and then I would just go to sleep by myself and you would come up after.
Yeah. It's, again, I've talked to many people. I've asked many people, you've said, a lot of people are probably married for a long time. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing where it's like, okay, if you're married for a long time, right? And then you're like used to your wife, like, all right, I'm going to stay on the couch and get a couple hours in, while she goes to sleep. I guess nobody cares about it at that point. But it's a big thing kind of, to rise
I wouldn't
together.
say no one cares about it at that point.
I personally do not think, and this is for anyone listening to the podcast, that the majority of people go to bed at the same time, number one, and wake up at the same time. I would say that I don't think the majority does. So I'd say maybe there's like a 40 percentile in people that do that. And I think...
Not every night. And I didn't ask for every night.
Well, listen, I think that is just a couple or whatever it is who's on that schedule already. You know what I mean? It's hard to kind of get on that schedule. It's hard to do it. It takes work like anything else. But I just don't think it's realistic for couples to go to sleep together and wake up together every day. But
I don't think that's realistic either.
You do.
No, I don't.
You do.
No, I don't think it's realistic, honey.
This is where we catch her lying on camera.
No, I don't think that's realistic, and I don't want that. I've expressed that to you multiple times.
But
I said 3 times a week if we go to bed together. That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. But I'm just I just think in general, I think that this is a topic that a lot of people struggle with.
Yeah. And we
in general. But again, I might be mistaken.
Listeners.
Yeah, I might be mistaken. It might be completely different, depending on, right, like people who work in the same industry, they probably do, or people that are on the same schedules, they probably do.
If they're on the same, okay, I totally agree. And we're going to get into this later when we get into our research. But you and I are not, you're not a truck driver who's gone all night. I wouldn't make you, if you were a truck driver who's gone all night, I wouldn't make you be awake with me at 7 a.m.
Right. I mean, I honestly want to know the people who work the night shift. I hope if someone's listening to this, they could respond, how the fuck do you do it?
Or nurses and doctors who work overnight.
How do you do it? God bless you. Thank you for your service. Jesus in heaven.
Where do you think we stand and your stance is on that? Obviously you do anything to make me happy. So if I ask you to come to bed with me, we'll go to bed together.
Where my stance is?
To your core, what do you believe?
So
because you, like you said, you're no one sleeps like that every day. Granted, in our situation, we don't have kids.
I think a lot of it is hardwired. Number one, I think a lot of it goes back to childhood too, and what you see. You know what I mean? like I remember, my parents going to bed together. So naturally, I do think, right? And again, it's kind of like common sense. Couples go to bed together. You really do. So I think, yes, I think that you should go to bed together for most of the part.
What reasons do you think it's important to go to bed together?
You're living a life together. You're building a life together. Depending on, I don't, what is it important? Why is it important? I would say it's important just because you're going to bed together. You're living a life together. Like I would think like lions in the wild go to bed together probably. Unless the lioness is going to hunt for meals, I think it's important to go to bed together.
Mm-hmm. But there's specifics. So, for example, to me, I think it's important to go to bed together because it's quality time. Like you mentioned your schedule earlier.
See, I deflect from that. Like quality time going to bed together, that's not quality time. You're going to bed together.
No,
that's it.
But
adios, toast.
No, because it's not necessarily going to sleep. So, for example, you like Monday through Friday, and we're using us as an example because we can obviously talk about like our experience. Monday through Friday, you're at work from 8 a.m. or no, yeah, right. Okay, no, from like 10 a.m. to 5, 6, right? Mm-hmm. Sometimes we do dinner together, sometimes we don't. We have very different work environments. You're with people all day, you're dealing with people all day. You like to come home and like decompress and just relax, do your own thing.
Well, yeah.
I respect that. I have a very different work environment where I work from home. I'm alone.
Well, you turn on, when you punch the clock, you turn on. You know what I mean? Well, not turn on, like socially turn on. You want to like interact and stuff like that.
Yeah. So, but
my
what
job
I do
is social.
Exactly. You know? But what I do is I understand that your job is like that. So I let you come home and like chill, do your own thing, watch TV. I don't really bother you because I know that like I've had jobs like that where I come home and I'm like, no one talk to me, or like even when you're in school and you're
but you shouldn't do it like that. That digs deeper. That takes us out of the sleep schedule topic. You know? What I mean?
But I'm saying for me, then this is where the quality time comes in. So you get to come home from work because you get that moment to yourself to decompress because again, you're working all day. You need your you time too. So then later, once we have dinner, whatever, and we go upstairs, to me, it's like, yeah, we go upstairs and we get to like chat for a little. We get to cuddle in bed. We get to just hang out, watch a show together. Whatever that is some sort of like quality time because we don't do that in the morning. You're not a morning person. We're not up having breakfast together every single day. We don't have lunch together. Sometimes we have dinner together. So for me, that's like an hour that we can have. Like that's just us. We can connect, whatever, and then go to sleep. Obviously, when we're
that's
asleep.
A good reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like my parents, right? They used to like when they'd go to bed, it'd be like a half an hour of I remember them talking, right? So they were connecting, right? Or whatever. What is it called? Like,
but also when you're in bed, like you're touching and like
yes.
There's a lot of things that can come from that too. That is good for your relationship.
Right. Sure. Agreed. I agree with what you're saying. And the importance for me would just be like that you're going to sleep together, you're living together and I don't know.
It doesn't have to be every night in our situation. But
maybe I'm just a lion at heart and maybe I'm just going to sleep when I want to because I think the lioness is on the prowl looking for food. Because the lioness does
no,
for food.
Didn't know that.
Supplies the meal. Google
but
that.
I think you're still like to your core, you're like, we don't need to go to bed together every night.
No, that's not true.
Well, let's get into the research then,
because
babe.
Nicole,
because I know you
woman
can't
you see here, she wants like, to be like, again, let's talk about the going to bed syndrome or the going to bed thing. It's like sometimes 9 p.m., 9:30. Nicole is like, hey, shower and going to bed. I'm not following you to bed. Like, I mean, I'm just not, chasing after you to bed. Like, I'm not. Because I'm not. My, like, alarm is set for every day at, like, 11 that says, like, stop whatever you're doing and go the fuck to sleep. Mm-hmm. So I'm not, like, chasing you. She wants me to chase her to bed.
I don't want you to chase me.
Which I would, but it's 9:30. It's 9 o'clock. Like, I'm already trying to savor and hang on to the last 30 minutes that I have on this planet for another 8 hours, whatever it is.
On the couch? No, so babe,
I'm just
I
saying
don't want you at 9:30.
But I'm just saying.
Because I do watch my own show.
Right. You watch your own show. So
Do you guys hear our fucking crazy
Yeah.
dogs like crying and banging
they
on the door?
have
Sorry.
no sleep schedules. They're probably upset.
They
that
have
we're
separation anxiety.
Yeah, they're probably upset that we're talking about sleep schedules.
They're like
They're
going
psychopaths.
crazy. Okay.
So I just think that it's more of a thing that you want, and again, not taking anything from you. You want me to be like shower right after you and be like heading up towards you, towards the bed. That's not how it works, right? In the real world, that's not how it works.
I don't
At
think
least
it's in
for
the
me.
real world, babe. I think it's for our relationship. We came to an agreement that it's 3 times a week works. You've agreed that 3 times a week works. So yeah, 3 times a week, I will not go to bed at 9:30. If I go to bed at 9:30, I'm not expecting you to come with me at 9:30. If we're in bed by 10:30,
You're kind of hinting. Like, let's be honest.
no, at 10:30 it's great.
Fellas, guys out there know, like, when a woman hints at something, there's like something inside of your soul that turns because you just. Like I just she wants me to come to bed. Like,
all right,
it's like
10:30.
We're
where did
getting
we
in the
end
weeds
up?
now.
Where did we end up? We agreed to, and I
Like
talked to my
11,
therapist about this. She said, okay, just ask him like 3 times a week. Like, can you commit to 3 times a week? Weekends don't count. Like weekends, you could do whatever, but like 3 times a week, because that's important to me. And I think it's important to you too. Going to sleep together.
Yeah, no, it's very important.
You're like, yeah, no, I like.
No,
Marco's
it's
better.
important. Yeah, it's important. But also so waking up together for me, I don't think is as important. I'm starting to see it now.
I don't think that's important. So
No,
you
but
always say that you
think-
want to go to
I
sleep and wake up
personally
together.
think it
Not
is.
true.
I personally think it is. I'm not a morning person. Thank God for the cold plunge. Now, like once I do the plunge, I'm up. I'm like ready to take the world on my shoulders. But like I think it's kind of more important because you're kind of restructuring your day, like whatever, when you wake up.
For me, it could be we don't go to bed together, but then maybe in the morning we have like that quality time.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I
guess
think
it's
it was
either-
a quality time for
I guess
us.
it's either or, because I know couples who don't go to sleep together, but they wake up together and it's never, an issue for them. Like, because I know people who can go to bed, let's say like 1 a.m. and be up at 6 a.m., which I do. God bless you guys.
Yeah.
I don't,
But I
know
think
that.
for
I don't want
us,
to
it's-
name drop, but I literally know, and super successful motherfuckers that go to bed at like 1, I text them at 12 a.m. and they're up, going, and then they wake up at 6 o'clock and they're up, with their kids, getting their kids ready, fucking gym, whatever, all that shit. So it's,
and I think a lot
individual.
of those external factors like contribute to this, and this will change for us, I think.
It
But
always changes. All right, so we're going to share a study, Sleep and Relationship in the U.S. This is from 2020. A significant majority of Americans, 75%, reported that sharing a bed with their partner negatively affects their sleep quality. This indicates that co-sleeping is a common source of sleep disturbances for many couples. Factors affecting sleep. All right, let's do it. Various factors contribute to poor sleep quality when sharing a bed with a partner. The most common factor cited was partner snoring. We don't have that, which affects 53% of respondents. A lot of you motherfuckers snoring. You need to shut up. I hate that. I wouldn't even. Just it. Red flag. He's done. That's it.
You've
Adios.
snored before.
I mean, drunk. If I'm drunk, I'm yet to hear it. Additionally, mismatched sleeping schedules. 41% mismatched sleep schedules. Is what
But
we're
we don't
talking
have that.
well, so mismatched sleep schedules, like the truck driver, like I'm
Yes,
talking about. All right, so mismatched sleep schedules and partners moving too much. Oh, no, mismatched sleep schedules 41%. So high. And partners moving too much while sleeping is 36%.
I move a lot.
I don't even know if she's moving or not because I sleep like a tank.
You
right?
do.
Yeah.
And Nick also punches me in. How many times? You actually haven't in a while, thank God. I feel like you literally used to do that on purpose now that I think about it, because I'm pregnant and I don't get hit anymore.
I don't do it on purpose. Okay, let me punch her in the face while we're sleeping, so then I'll get excuse for it and get my lick off. Okay, yeah, sounds great.
Literally,
All right,
you
moving
used
on.
to beat me in your sleep.
Sleep, divorce, and relationship consequences. This is incredible for me. The first time I ever heard sleep divorce, I was like, wait, they got divorced? To improve sleep quality, 35% of Americans would prefer to sleep in a separate bed. Interestingly,
1 in 4 couples sleep in separate beds.
35% is a lot, sleep in a separate bed. I didn't even know, because I know, again, we're not naming names. I have parents, friends, who I'd go over and they'd sleep in different beds, and I'd be like, and in my head, even as a kid, I'd be like, oh, they're getting divorced. Like, that's just like
Yeah.
how I would think. In my head, I'm like, they don't like each other.
When I was doing a lot of the research, it was saying how it's like okay to do it, but that you need to like have conversations like with your children. Like, it's actually a way bigger deal than just sleeping in separate beds. Even if your relationship's really good and it's for like sleep, like literally just getting good sleep, you have to have these like conversations with your kids and stuff, because kids will think something's wrong or yeah.
I would think.
And
yeah.
I remember I used to go, one of my good friends, I used to go to her house in high school, and I used to be like, your dad sleeps like in the fucking like TV room, and like your mom sleeps, and she'd be like, yeah, it's because he snores so much to my mom. I'm like, she must like fucking hate him.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, that's the natural.
yeah.
But
perception. Again, something like snoring, like I could probably sleep through like some light snoring, but there's some people who can't. Like my mom is such a light sleeper, she like literally wouldn't be able to sleep through like snoring. I don't.
Yeah,
think.
no, snoring is no good. It's I'm not, depending on the level of snoring, it's not easy. This is interesting. So interestingly, 59%, that's a lot, of couples who have tried a sleep divorce reported that it improved their sleep quality in their relationship. So that basically means that everything we said about they're not, like, they must hate each other is the
Not
opposite.
true.
It's
Yeah.
not true. Yeah. Poor sleep due to sharing a bed can lead to consequences such as reduced sexual activity. 52% of couples, that's a lot. And increased conflicts, 49%. Women were more
Wait,
likely.
if they don't sleep together, if they do.
No, so basically they're saying people stopped having sex and had more conflicts. 52% of people stopped having sex, like reduced their sex.
When what?
When they shared a bed.
Yeah.
Like when they just,
Shared
shared
a bed and
they
didn't
hate
get
each
good
other.
sleep.
Yeah. This is people who are sleep divorced.
Yeah.
Like before they're saying, yeah, we didn't have sex.
Mm-hmm.
And so women were more likely than men to consider divorce as a result of poor sleep quality when sharing a bed with a partner. Women, y'all are foul. Jesus Christ, for the sleep?
Sleep is so important, babe. We just discussed that.
So I don't know. There's a lot of information here. I don't know if you want me
I'm going to backtrack a little bit, babe. I'm going to backtrack a little bit to talk about why couples choose to sleep separately. So some of the most common things is, like you said, different sleep cycles, sleep disorders such as snoring, sleep apnea, restlessness, sleep terrors. So like I just mentioned before, there's some people that can deal with it. Like I could probably deal with like light snoring. And then there's other people who, if someone's a snorer and then someone's like a light sleeper, I can see where that's a conflict. Like we have a couple friends who, when the husband snores, she just can't help it and wakes up. So she has to go into the guest room because she literally cannot sleep. It's not like she's mad or she's annoyed. She just literally can't sleep. So she just chooses to go into the other room.
And snorers are foul. Like, I don't think snorers really wake up like, damn, like my girl left me. Like, where's my wife? Snorers are foul. They know why the fuck their wife is in a separate room. It's not because they cheated. It's because they're fucking snoring.
This is one example. An individual in a relationship might be a night owl, which would in our case be you. And then one person might prefer to fall asleep earlier, or they prefer to fall asleep to, or a couple might prefer to fall asleep to like my sound machine that I have, or the television on. And again, like I said, some people are light sleepers, so they can't do that. I definitely like the blackout experience, but I could fall asleep with the TV on and stuff. So in our case, I'm like, babe, just come to bed with me so I can like snuggle you. And then you can fall asleep and you can stay up watching TV because I fall asleep. So that's not an issue for us.
The snuggling is a little bit of an issue for me. So I'm just putting it out there. I particularly love and
you just love breaking my heart on this.
I love to be the small spoon, right? I love when you cuddle me, boom, that's it, out. Like,
and I do cuddle you all the time.
I can't be the big spoon and go to bed. Like when I'm the big spoon, I start to think about like the next day, money and stuff like that. It's almost like the energy of that person is coming on to me, and I'm just like, wait, and then like I get like anxiety almost. So I like to like do the little cuddle, but then I like to like roll over, and then you be the big spoon, I be the little spoon. And then go to sleep. She kind of abuses for the snuggles, I would say, like uses for the cuddles. Like she's like, "Oh, come cuddle me," and then I'll cuddle, and she's like, "All right, get off." It's like
because I don't like to fall asleep. I like to cuddle.
Am I a peasant? Like, what am I here for? Your entertainment?
No, that's what I'm saying. That's my point. You spend a little time together, and then goodbye. Yeah. Go to your corner, go to my corner, and sleep.
All right.
We asked our audience to kind of give us their take on sleeping together with their partners, their schedules, whatever. Let's just kind of close out on sleep divorce and just say that even though it sounds unconventional, just to reiterate what you said, it's definitely something that could work for couples who do have conflicting sleep schedules, maybe have a new baby, so, like a partner who disrupts their sleep. Like for someone who deals with that, it could work for them.
And then you're like more happy to see the person, right?
Yeah,
like,
for sure. Because you're sleeping anyways.
If I
you're
sleep in the guest
asleep.
room, you sleep upstairs. Like when I see you in the morning, I'm like, oh my God, I haven't seen you in so long. And
okay, we're not doing that. Before we recorded this episode, I was like, do you want a sleep divorce? Do you want a sleep divorce?
Maybe like a couple of nights out the week.
You would actually want to sleep downstairs. I'll make you sleep downstairs. Go for it.
Well, I just worry about you because all the dogs will be with me. I'm going to have my kingdom with me. And you're just going to be upstairs in your lonely abyss. Like, I just worry about you, what's happening to you upstairs.
But honestly, you would want to do that? I will do that. I will test it for you. You don't.
No. For me, sleep divorce, I want to, like, some nights come to bed when I want to without being judged. Yes.
But, okay, do I judge you? No. We came to the healthy agreement that 3 times a week, I want to cuddle and I want to go to bed and have sex and then wake up happy in the morning. Quality time. We haven't
even talked about sex yet.
That's not the point. It's quality time. That's just one thing that's like a benefit. Like if you go to bed together, you're more likely to have sex.
I agree with you.
If you go to bed together, you're more likely to like snuggle and talk.
I totally agree with you. I personally think if you're in a fucking relationship, right, and you live together, you got to go to bed together. You got to wake up together. It's kind of things you do. Is it going to happen every day? No. Yeah. Is it going to happen
Do I want it to happen every day? No.
No, of course not. But I'm just saying it's healthy, especially when you have a child, as we're going to see. Strap in, seatbelt on.
So that's actually really quickly, having a new baby was one of the things that came up in the research, and it makes sense because when we have a newborn, I actually think it's going to benefit us that we have, like, you're a night owl and I am not, because I can do like early mornings and you can stay up late.
I'm not so much of a night owl anymore, but exactly.
Well, you're going to have to.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
All right. So sleep divorce is not happening for you and I, just to be clear, right?
Yeah, get on with it.
Okay, I need you in bed with me every day. Thank you. Bye.
Where do you want to go?
We don't have our phone, so I actually have to pull it up on my computer, but let's read
a few of the people's stories. For sure. Are you going to read what was most intriguing to you, or are you just going to?
I'm reading all of them, babe. So we basically said we need your help. We want your input if you're in a relationship and you and your partner have totally different sleep schedules. Does it bother you? Are you okay with it? If it does bug you, how have you worked through it? Any compromises, solutions, we wanted to hear it all. So the first person who answered said, I go to bed an hour or two earlier and I love my alone time. Before kids, I would feel lonely, hot, but now I love it. That's like me.
Shout out. Yeah, they love their kids. Give a fuck about their partner now.
No.
Before I was lonely, now I got a kid. The fuck out.
I think kids is probably like a big one for this.
Love that for them.
Okay, here's another one. My husband usually is a on the clock person, and I'm more like staying up till late. So over the years, he kind of changed his schedule to meet me halfway. He would go to bed at 10 or 11, not at 9 anymore, but not past 11 either. He has learned and understands that we are both completely different people when it comes to schedules due to our life routines. Plus, understanding that once you get married or live together, it's not about you anymore. It's about the both of us.
Shout out to that guy. Did you write that?
This is a girl. No.
No, the guy. The guy in there is just fucking, he's working.
An elite man.
He's an elite guy. Shout out to that guy, yo. Word. That's hard.
That's nice, right? Okay.
The guy's a warrior. Shout out to her, too, for sharing.
Okay,
so a good guy.
This person said, well, it's my ex, but he would wake up at fucking 5:30 a.m. every morning, and it sucked because then I basically didn't see him till night, and it only pissed me off because he would kind of shame me for sleeping in, so it made me feel guilty.
So her ex came home late?
No, she said her ex would wake up at 5:30 every morning, and it sucked for her because then she basically didn't see him till the nighttime because he'd probably go out and do whatever, like work out and get his day
and then
started.
He'd be like, you ain't shit, you're lazy. Blah, blah.
Yeah.
No shout outs to him. Poor girl. She's waking up late. Shout outs to the late risers. That sucks.
I think for this, it's kind of like, number one, don't necessarily like shame someone, but she's actually coming from where I'm coming from, where it's like she just wanted to spend time with him in the morning. So you and I, like, we've noticed this, and we talked about this Monday, where if we wake up separately, like, we're not having breakfast together, we already don't have lunch together. Sometimes we have dinner together, sometimes we don't. So it's like, again, it's back to that, like, we just want to spend time with you.
But yeah, he was like, he woke up too early, and by the time she woke up, he was gone. Mm-hmm. Right? So like,
she was saying it would suck because she didn't get to see him till night.
Out. Yeah, he was out. Yeah, I don't know. What are you gonna do? On to the next girlfriend.
He's an ex, so that's fine. Right. Okay, so this person said, my partner and I have spurts when we have completely different sleep schedules, and I'm completely fine with it. At the end of the day, every relationship, romantic and friendships, have seasons, and the different schedules are temporary, and it's finding a true middle ground / compromise. When we first started dating, I worked out 5 times a week at 5:30 a.m. and was in bed by 10. Sounds like fucking me when we first started dating.
I feel like Nicole wrote all these.
I didn't, babe. I shared the screenshot.
For like our listeners to have written it.
That was me while I had such a routine. Okay, so when we first started dating, I worked out 5 times a week at 5:30 a.m. and was in bed by 10 religiously. That changed and shifted dramatically when we started dating, and even more so when we moved in together. It initially bothered me early on because I was so regimented and my schedule, but on the other hand, I enjoyed the time we spent together, and it's not that he didn't allow me to go. My focus just changed. It happens. Life shifts and evolves, and you find what works for the both of you. No real tricks or tips, just figuring out what works for your relationship, respecting your own time, and then and time together, and being fluid and adaptive.
Right.
That's a good one. That's kind of like us, because my schedule really changed.
Very well written.
This person just said we have different schedules and totally are fine with it. This person said, to be honest, my partner and I are night owls. We love to stay up late, but sometimes it depends on the situation with the kids that one of us sleeps in, depending on how the night goes. We help each other out by taking turns when one of us lacks sleep, either morning or night. So I don't know if my answer relates much to this post, LOL, but it all depends on the kiddos. And I know they have like a not a newborn. I think they have like a young.
They sound like gangsters for sure. Like, that's like, she's like, if one of us needs sleep, other one's up thugging it out. Yeah, wow, fucking gangsters. That's great.
So this person said, me and my partner go to sleep at the same time, but wake up at different times. I love being able to go to sleep together because we always have late night chats, but it doesn't bother either of us when the other wants to go to bed early / late without the other. We both kind of fell into different morning routines. I'm not a morning person and he is, LOL. But I love it because when my alarm goes off, he wakes me with our doggos. Love this question. Excited to see what y'all are working on. Oh, so sweet.
That's dope. That's cool.
Okay, this one's a little bit of a long one. Do you want to read this one, babe?
Sure. Good morning, beauty.
If it says a name, just like...
Well, good morning to you. Regarding sleep, LOL, it all depends on what we have going on and the kid's name. She changes things and sometimes has to go off on her sleep schedule. I used to get up at 5 a.m. for the gym, but I haven't done that in a while, and now he wakes up before me. But he's a creature of habit, and his sleep and his schedule is usually all the same. So once we had the baby, it's like I have to fit my schedule into his. We usually go to bed together around 10, but unless I feel like I want some alone time, I'll go sit in my room and go to bed earlier. Is this you again, Nicole? The only thing that bothers me about it is how loud he is whenever he wakes up. But we also don't leave the house without saying bye to each other. That's cute. I think it's important for both to respect how the other person likes to sleep / wakes up and compromises with each other so both needs are met. Sounds like a strong woman.
But wait, I like 2 things that she said. She said that...
I couldn't really read it. I don't know. great for some reason.
Yeah.
Because their scent is like text, so it's like it's different. You know what I'm saying? To read a text out loud.
So she said the only thing that bothers her about it is how loud he is whenever he wakes up. Do you remember when I used to be like sleeping? You would like come in, turn on the fucking lights, like go in the shower, blast music, like so
That
fucking
was like one
rude.
isolated instance. Yeah.
So rude. Anyways, and then what was
I'm coming dancing into the room if I want to go to sleep.
This is another one. So the only nights it's different for us are the nights I shoot weddings. I usually come home to find him trying to stay up for me on the couch, snoring in front of the TV with the cute little like happy crying emoji because that's so sweet. He will sleep or drowsily sit next to me until I get tired enough to bring us both to bed, LOL. And then on every other night, whenever the first of us says we are ready to go to bed, the other just follows. And I don't even think about it. There have been very few times one of us stays up later than the other, and I've never considered why.
This is like the first story that made me want to cry. I was shed a fucking tear. I was honestly sad. I was emotional.
If you knew who this was, this is one of my friends, and I love her so much.
Yeah,
She's so cute, and she is so emotional.
I'm
like,
emotional for that.
When I told her I was pregnant, she was like, literally sent me like voice notes of her like crying, and I'm like, stop, I love you.
I want to get up with that, hang out with that guy. He's cool. And her.
They are cool. We should make plans with them. They just got a puppy too. We can have a doggy. Okay, anyways, here's another one. For us, we always go to bed together. It's an unwritten must we have. Since our day-to-day schedules are so hectic, this is where we both can relax and talk about our day regardless, or whether the other doesn't need to be up early or not. If there's a night where one of us has to work late, when the other gets home, we'll talk for a little and then go back to bed together. It's very important to us since we don't get this time a lot during the day or even weekends. If one isn't tired, which is usually me, I'll put headphones in and watch something on my phone while he sleeps. If we didn't go to bed together or if one of us wasn't ready, the other is like, well, why not? Sad face. Oh, and plus, bedtime is where the magic happens. Wink, wink. That was cute. Here's another one. I typically stay up later than he does. After a busy day at work and tending to my little one, I find little time for myself. Spending an hour or two on my phone scrolling through social media, playing games, catching up on celebrity news has become my way to unwind. My partner goes to bed early and falls asleep instantly as soon as he hits the pillow. This becomes an issue because he's constantly telling me to get off my phone and watch a movie or show with him, but as soon as the show or movie starts, he's fast asleep. It's frustrating. Also, connecting and having an uninterrupted conversation would be nice, but by the time I get ready for bed, he's already snoring. I've just made it a habit to get into bed and go right into my phone. We actually plan a date night every other week because sometimes we get lost in routine and need to remember we are a couple first.
It's cute.
Very cute. Okay. LOL, 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 LOL. That's the message. I'm up at 5:30 because I work 7:30 to 3:30 and walk/feed the dogs. He's still sleeping by the time I get to work, and he works 9 to 5 but still works from home, so gets up around 8:30. We don't make the bed because I'm not making my half while he's still asleep, and he doesn't care for it. But I am in bed by 9/10ish, ready to sleep, and he has the light on and the TV on or YouTube. And the compromise is he has to turn one off, usually the light, and scratch my head to help me fall asleep. Took us about a year of living together to find a happy medium.
That's cute.
That's fucking cute as heck. When we first moved in together, I felt like I had to go to bed at the same time as her, but I would just sit on my phone for like 3 hours before I could fall asleep. So I just told her I couldn't do that anymore because it was making me stay up later than I normally would have.
I was just about to say, where are the guys at?
Yeah, that was a guy.
Guys just don't give a shit.
This person responded and said, separate bedrooms, ha ha ha, boom. So she knew what a sleep divorce was. I'm here for the replies because I hate it. We argue about it and we haven't found a solution, LOL. That's what someone said. Okay, so hopefully this episode is helpful for them. My partner used to be a heavy morning person and I am a night owl, so we compromised for a long time and made sure to have one show we watch each night for time together. But since the pandemic and more flexibility, he switched to more of a night person. We work a bunch at night when the kids are in bed.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm. So basically, everyone makes it work.
Time blocking.
Most people do kind of go to bed together or...
Yeah, they're trying to make it work. That's what I said. You kind of have to. There's no real, like, yeah, you don't... That's why one fucking guy responded to that thing. These guys don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
Right?
because
They're trying to make it work. They're gonna I'll go to bed with you. They're trying to compromise. Women are like, oh, why don't you go to bed with me? It's like emotion versus fucking motion. Emotion versus motion. Dios mío.
Okay, these dogs
Are the worst.
Please, baby, let's close this out because.
Could we? All right. So, do you know who Young Thug is? Since we're doing, what is it called? Name that artist. No.
I don't know who Young Thug is.
All right. So, can I play you a song?
Yes.
Because I didn't. I knew.
Unless it's like a mainstream. I don't know. Young Thug sounds like sort of familiar, but like I wouldn't be able to like pick him out of a lineup. I just did this whole episode and my nails are not.
All right.
done.
So you don't know who Young Thug is, and you don't really like him, right?
Yeah, I don't like him. I'm not like a fan. I don't know who the fuck he is. Babe, I know this song.
It hasn't even dropped.
But I know it's on. I'm hood.
But okay, let it drop first.
Okay. Yes. Yes, this is like college for me. I used to like turn up to this shit.
I thought you were gonna sing it like I sang it, but
I mean I can, but I'm not a good singer. I have videos of me like turning up to this on my Instagram if you scroll back far enough. Wow.
You could take us out, babe.
No, baby, you do it.
Thanks for listening. These obviously episodes are gonna get better. Everything is going to get a lot more.
Thank you for everyone's support and just like
incredible
feedback so far because it's been so good. And I thought our first episode was like shitty, but I was just like, fuck it, just let's post it.
Yeah. Everything's gonna get better, obviously, as we navigate it towards it. And
I already feel so much better and just more comfortable even on this one.
Yeah. Definitely like, comment, subscribe. That only
participate in our polls because it was awesome being able to read everyone's responses and hear like their feedback on stuff like this.
Yeah. And fellas, where you at, bro? Like, you letting the women, fucking turn this podcast into a
attack Nick Cap.
I mean, but yeah, definitely like, comment, subscribe. Once again, this is
these fucking dogs.
Second episode of the Mr. and Mrs. podcast. And we're very excited. Everything's going to be amazing.
Okay. I'll actually give you a kiss this time.